All right then, Joe Perry, Brad Whitford, Aerosmith, and Sweet Emotion from Toys in the Attic. We are in standard tuning for this tutorial. This one famously starts off with Tom Hamilton's bass, and underneath that, Joe Perry with some atmospheric guitar. He's got his talk box on. He's not doing a whole heck of a lot. He's just hitting like a lot of open notes, right? Open A, wow, 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 wow. I don't have an actual talk box, but I do have a Line 6 M9 stomp box, which has a talk box in it, or kind of a talk box effect. So I have that on just for the opening here, just like open A, wow, 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 wow. Right, slides into 9, right, back off to open A, again, right, back into 9, back off to open A, right, a couple of times, right. We're going to kick that off here. And then just before the chorus starts, this song starts with a chorus. I'm going to do a little trill here between 6 and 7 of the G string, right, and kind of let that tail off. And then we're into the chorus, which is just over bass at the beginning of the track. And when the guitars do kick in for the first verse, they kick in with this. Right, the main riff. So the very first time you drop into this main riff, you're going to start it like this. Open A, quick hammer on 3 to 4 before dropping into an A power chord. Now, you're going to hit this A power chord 3 or 4 times. Bum, bum, bum. Then you're going to grab the 3 of the A string, pull it off to open A, grab the 3 of the low E, back to the A power chord, and then back to the 3 of the low E. They're almost all single notes except when you go back to the A power chord. Right? And then you finish on that 3 of the low E and start the whole thing over again. Now, every time going forward, we're not going to start it like this. We're going to start it with a D power chord into A, or D5 chord, right? We're not really getting down to the high E string, right? Just D, A. Right, so that's the main riff. Now you're going to repeat that 8 times, I believe, for the first verse, and before dropping into the second verse, we have this little interlude, I guess you can call it. So what we're doing here, 5 of the A, pulling it off to 3, grabbing the 5 of the low E and sliding out of it, right? Then you're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5 of the low E. Double hit on the 2, kicked off with a quick little mute, right? Triple hit on the 3, double hit on the 4, single hit on the 5. Right? Repeat 4 times. And the final time, just single notes, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, right into the next verse, D to A. 8 more times, right? And then we drop back into this again. Before dropping into the chorus, we're going to repeat it 8 times this time. After the first 4 playthroughs of that, a harmony joins. So we're on the 7 of the D, pulling off to 5, grabbing the 7 of the A, sliding out, and then going 4, 5, 6, 7. Same as the other guitar, right? Double hit, triple hit, double hit, single hit. And then the final time, single notes. 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're into the chorus. And I think you're going to repeat that 8 times for the chorus. Now, the chorus, the guitars are a little bit buried in the mix, and their tone is cleaned up a little bit, not as much distortion. But what he's doing here is a pull-off from 5 to 4 off to open A, right? Then he's going to catch the open D, open G on the upstroke, a quick open A, and then drop into the A power chord, right? And catch it twice on the upstroke. Right? Then we're going to play this little lick. Open A hammering on 4 to 5, open A hammering on 3 to 4 very quickly. Right? And then starting the whole thing over again. and that just leads into another verse. Bum, ba, ba, right, 8 times. We drop back into this for 4 repeats. Single notes, back into the main riff. 8 more times, back into this again for 8 repeats. The harmony joins. Right, the final time, you just hang on that F sharp note there at the 2nd fret, let it ring for a bit, maybe a little downwards tug, right? Drum fill, and then we're into the outro guitar solo. What's going on underneath the outro guitar solo is this. So E power chord, starting with open E, bum bum, just 2 open E's, bum 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 bum, off to open A, open D on the upstroke, and then drop into the E power chord, catch it twice on the upstroke. And then 5 of the low E off to open, and then hammer on 3 to 4, back off to open, start again, right? Now that's going on right until the end of the track, and Joe Perry is soloing over that. It's not the most iconic of Aerosmith Joe Perry guitar solos, or Brad Whitford guitar solos for that matter. But I'm going to get you started with it. I did not learn this. It's very loose, very, very loose and chaotic type of E blues scale type solo. And it's a little bit buried in the mix, but I'm going to get you started with it. He starts kind of with this, right? Little sliding double stops. Right? 3 of the G, 2 of the B, just sliding everything up one spot, right? Like 2 or 3 times. Repeat. Letting it ring, right? Again. Right? And that's all kind of buried in the mix. Then he moves it up here once the solo proper gets underway. Does something like that. 14 of the B, 15 of the high E. Same thing, a little dissonant double stop, right? Sliding it up one spot like 5 times, right? And then the final time, a little down, up, down on that 15, 16, right? Drops into a little lick like that. 2 of the G, little bend release off to open. Grab the 2 of the D. Catch the top 2 strings on the upstroke. Right back into this again. Does it again, right? Like 5 times. And then he just goes off, right? Just playing like blues licks like that. Great, you know, great to just improvise over using like the E blues scale, right? And there you go. That is how you play Sweet Emotion by Joe Perry, Brad Whitford, Aerosmith from Toys in the Attic. Certainly hope you enjoyed that, found it helpful. If you did, please hit that like button right down there. Maybe drop me a subscribe if you haven't done that already, as that would be very kind. Hope you're well out there, and we'll see you next time, yeah? Cheers.